Satnam and welcome everyone to another episode in our continuing series Home Kirtan and Chat, where every Friday I invite a guest, a musician, a Kirtan musician, and today I'm very excited to have with us Prabhu Kaur, and here she is. And Prabhu Kaur is going to sing a shabad and introduce it, and then we will talk. So, Prabhu.
Satnam, lovely to be here. So the Shabad is Auki Gari Na Dekan De Apana Bird Samale. It's a beautiful Shabad that gives you perspective on difficult times. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Prabhu syo lag reo mera cheet. Aad ant Prabhu sada sahai. धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत. Auki Gari Na Dekan De Auki Gari Na Dekan De Apna Bird Samale Apna bird samale, apna bird samale. Prabhu syo lag reo mera cheet. Ant Prabhu sana sahai. Dhan hamara meet, dhan hamara meet. हाथ दे रखा अपने को, हाथ दे रखा अपने को, सास सास प्रतिपाले, सास सास प्रतिपाले, प्रभु स्यो लाग रे ओ मेरा चित, आदि अंत प्रभु सदा सहाय, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, मन बिलास पैन साहिब के, मन बिलास पैन साहिब के, अचरज देख बढ़ाई, अचरज देख बढ़ाई, प्रभु स्यो लाग रे ओ मेरा चित, प्रभु स्यो लाग रे ओ मेरा चित, आदि अंत प्रभु सदा सहाय, अंत प्रभु सदा सहाय, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, धन हमारा मीत, हर सिमर सिमर अनहद कर नानक, हर सिमर सिमर अनहद कर नानक, हर सिमर सिमर अनहद कर नानक, प्रभु पूरन पैज रखाई, Prabhu Puran Pajurapai Prabhu Puran Pajurapai Prabhu Syulak Reo Mera Cheet Antu Prabhu Sada Sahai Dhan Hamara Meek Dhan Hamara Meek Dhan Hamara Meek Dhan Hamara Meek
Thank you.
Satnam.
Waheguru Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. That was beautiful. Very moving. Before we get into talking a little bit about that, I just want to acknowledge we've got a lot of people, some regulars, but we also have some people from different places. We have, let's see, we have Chandigarh, we have James from Nevada, we have Seattle, Catherine from Seattle, and Lorena from Ecuador. So, and from Boise, yeah. Thank you for that beautiful Shabbat again. And for those of you who may not know Prabhu Kaur so well, one of her perhaps very important things to know about Prabhu Kaur is that she is the mother of Sanatan Kaur. And if you recognize the tone or the style from that connection, it wouldn't be the first time that people have seen that very strong connection between Prabhu Kaur and her daughter Sanatan Kaur. I think I'm not wrong if I say that Sanatan Kaur, when she was young, she very much learned from you. Certainly, probably from the first part of her musical life. Is that correct?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Started very early when she was a baby. I remember lots of naps where she's on the sheepskin beside me and I'm practicing Shabads.
Mhm.
And so that was part of her life from just her earliest days. And then there were piano lessons. That was the first real instruction.
Well, something seems to have rubbed off. she picked up a
Why,
few
thank
things,
you.
I believe. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I'm probably responsible for a few things, but I think God is mostly responsible for for all my daughter is.
The Shabbat that you played today, you know, I was touched by several of those lines. Dan Hamara Meet, you know, just how tender that line is. That, you know, God, Guru, is my companion, my friend, my intimate. You know, it's a beautiful vision that Guru Arjan gives in this Shabad. What is it about this that particularly spoke to you, maybe in this time while we're
Well,
dealing with so many things.
the Shabad starts out as acknowledging the difficult times, Oki Gari. So difficult hours, difficult times. And in the Shabad, it takes you kind of on a progression of you experience the difficult times, but there is the support of the divine all through. And the Shabad brings you very gently into connecting with the divine, because in that way, that's how the divine supports you. The divine is always supporting us, but when we connect, when we know, then that is what makes our life changed and different and better. So I think one of the lines that I really resonate with is the second line, Hata de rake apane ko sas pratipale, that God extends God's hand. And the way of the extension is through our very breath. So sas pratipale. Every breath, each and every breath, is the nourisher. And that's that. If we have that understanding that the hand of God speaks to us in our very breath, then right away establishes the connection, the way to connect. We have a very simple way to connect, and that's with our every breath. As we get sort of accustomed to breathing and we don't think much about it, but if you think about it, that's God's presence. We wouldn't be breathing. That wouldn't be happening. And so every breath can be a reminder that that breath comes from God, and we are sustained, we are supported by the presence of God.
Has this been a Shabad that you've played for several years over time, or is it something that sort of arrived recently?
It's on the CD Ardas that I recorded about 5 years ago, and so it's probably maybe a year or two before that. So it's, and relatively speaking, when I look at my Shabad books and I see some of the pages are super yellow, and some of them are not bleached yet. So relatively speaking, this Shabad is fairly recent. It's fairly new.
Well, I won't comment on your process of establishing the age of anything, but I appreciate that you chose this Shabad. Tell us a little bit about what drew you to wanting to sing Gurbani, to sing Shabads. When was that, and how did that start for you?
Well, it was pretty early on. It was maybe a year or two after I had started doing Kundalini Yoga. And at that time, 1971 into 72, there were some people that played the guitar and did some chants, and then slowly in those beginning years, more Gurbani Kirtan came, and we had some teachers from India who helped with that. And then for me, in 1975, I went to India, and the tour at that time, we stayed mostly in Amritsar, and so my experience was mostly Amritsar and going to the Golden Temple and listening to Kirtan. and it was such an opening experience for me. I I would spend every hour that I could sitting there listening to Kirtan, and somehow I was really drawn in that very special place with that Kirtan, with the Gurbani Kirtan. And so that for me was the beginning of um, really taking on the study of Kirtan.
Do you remember the first Shabad that you ever sang in the Gurdwara for
I
other
don't know
people?
if it was the first one it sang in Gurdwara, but it was the first one that I ever learned, and that was Dan Dan Ram Das Gur.
Okay.
And our teacher would teach us one line per day, and I lived about 45 minutes away from where the classes were. So in the very early morning, I would drive into the class and learn that line, and then drive back. And this is in Southern California, in the Los Angeles area. And that's how, it was 2 weeks, and that's how we were taught Dan Dan Ram Das Gur, was a line per day. And so that Shabad has been with me ever since that time. Although I don't remember the tune. I probably have it recorded somewhere, but there have been other tunes that Shabad has
Yeah,
played in.
exactly. Many
So,
tunes, I'm sure.
yeah.
That recording would be on a cassette.
Yes, it would be. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything can play those anymore, but yeah.
I
hear you.
do.
All right. Well, good. Um, were you raised in a musical family? Were you
Yes.
musical already?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
My dad was a piano player, was as well as being a doctor. He was that combination,
Mm.
and it was very important in our family. All of us kids took piano lessons, and then when we were like 5th grade or so, then we all started other instruments. So our house was kind of crazy. After school, we'd be taking turns practicing the piano, and then somebody or other would be playing their instrument too.
Mm.
So yes, there was a lot of music
And where
in
was
our
that?
house. And I grew up in Colorado.
Aha.
So
I can kind of hear that maybe a little in your voice, in your accent. I thought maybe Midwest, but okay. Sounds
no, that was
Colorado.
east to us.
Yeah,
So that's
it
where
was
my
definitely.
grandparents lived. They lived back east in Iowa.
Yeah. Okay. And did you did you start did you sing as well as play instruments when you were growing up?
Yes, I played the piano. That was the main instrument, and then also the flute. And singing was for fun. It was in choir or with my friends or with my sister. Um, we would do that for fun. And so singing never became really something to me until I started singing Gurbani Kirtan and chants.
So tell people a little bit about your experience of the difference between singing songs in some kind of a community performance or whatever, and then singing Gurbani Kirtan in the Gurdwara. What do you see as the differences?
Well, the main thing is that in the Gurdwara, and also just whenever you're singing Gurbani Kirtan, it's not for purposes of performance. It's for purposes of worship and meditation, yours as well as the people that are listening to you. And that's a big difference, because it teaches you to let the Shabad, let the words be the leader of the process, rather than, oh, I need to present myself and I need to, it's about me. That's the biggest lesson that I think I learned, and I feel like I'm still continuing to learn about, is that when I give myself to the words, to the the direction, the connection with the divine, then that's when it becomes actually kirtan, when it becomes singing the praises of the divine. And when I'm too concerned about myself and how does it sound and did I do this right or that right, and then it then the connection is left out, and that's really what Gurbani has taught me, is that within the words, within those very words, is the vibration, is the connection, and it's built into the words. So I can know what those words mean, but I don't even need to know what those words mean, because the vibration of the words contains the essence of the words. And I love to find out what the words mean, and because that always leads me in a direction of deepening my practice. But it's not about learning what the words mean. It's learning to experience the words, let the words vibrate, and let the words be the teacher. That's we know what we say, Shabad Guru, where the Shabad, the sound current, is the Guru, is the teacher.
Yeah, beautiful. The sound current is the teacher. Um, there's a space, there's a feeling. A lot of times when someone who is appropriately humble in that moment of presenting kirtan, where it feels as if the space opens up and there becomes a different kind of energy in the room. And there are, I see this when I've watched you lead the kirtan, and I see it in Sanadam as well. And I wonder whether you're aware of that and how you perhaps found your way to that or developed that awareness, that sensitivity to the now, to being in that moment and being in that space and not being intimidated or not being self-conscious, but just being there in the moment to serve that sound current.
I think that is always something that a kirtani strives for, and I feel that I do it sometimes better or not so good, and I feel I feel like it's a learning, it's a continuous learning. But once you get introduced to that space where the kirtan presents itself and where the majesty of the kirtan becomes evident, you don't really want to return to the other space where you're like really nervous or you're really worried about this or you might not hit that high note or whatever. It's not an attractive space compared to just allowing yourself to be in the presence of Shabad Guru. So it's how one does the yoga of kirtan. It's surrendering to the words. It's it's finding out, well, what is the theme? What do those words mean, at least generally? And sometimes for me that's a separate study. I'll learn what the words mean and learn the translation. But then when I'm singing, it will just totally, I won't be thinking about that at all. I'll just be into presenting the words and doing that part. And then sometimes, once in a while, the two merge, and it's really, that's a wonderful experience where it's in the court of the Guru, and those words are making sense to me as if I was singing English, and the the whole meditation is complete.
Yeah, the whole package is there. I agree.
Yeah.
So you have played kirtan many places. Um, has it in some way changed over the years for you when you show up at summer solstice and play at the Ransabai or play in the Gurdwara? When you go to a Gurdwara somewhere in California and they ask you to play, is it in some way different today than it was 10, 20 years ago for you?
Yeah, I think today I know more about it being a seva, where more about kirtan just being an act of worship, um, and that's it. That's what it is. It's not about I'm going to present myself. No, it I've come to understand better. I won't say I perfected it, but I've come to understand better that it is indeed a seva, that it's an honor to be able to say those words, to sing those
Yeah,
words.
yeah, a gift, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that very much when things are just relaxed and I cannot think about any of those things that you mentioned, whether I'm going to play the right note or in rhythm or whatever, but
yeah,
just in the moment, in the sahaj of feeling the ease of the Gurbani, feeling supported, I guess. I think that's really the
mm-hmm.
place that I feel like that arrives at some point, as we play kirtan over the years, and there comes a point where um, there isn't the struggle, there isn't the nervousness. It just feels like Dan Hamara Meet, like the
Yeah,
Guru is right there, you know.
right,
The Guru is going to take care of it. The Guru is our companion in that moment to make sure that it's all fine. It's amazing. I think that um, I hear this a lot, that sometimes if we as kirtanis make a mistake, or we finish and we think, oh well, that wasn't so good, and then a dozen people come up and share that it was so meaningful for them,
yeah,
and
yes,
it's like the experience that we think we're having is not necessarily the experience that others in the Sangha are having. And
yes.
that just
It's good
because
to remember that. It's good to
it
remember
is,
that what you experienced, somebody else might have completely had an amazing experience for
and we are there just as
themselves.
servants, we're just like
Yeah,
janitors, we're just
yeah,
sweeping up, we're just, and the experience is not dependent on us so much.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
really dependent on the arrival of the Guru's grace,
yeah.
uh, and that's what gives people the
Yes.
experience.
One time, like many years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I was playing kirtan at someone's home, and one of their guests happened to be Swapan Chowdhury, the famous tabla player. I go, oh, and so I played my shabad, and I like goofed up on one part of the rhythm, and it's just like, so. But so afterwards, I said hello to Swapanji, and I said, "Oh, and I really made a mistake that one place in the rhythm." And he just sort of looked at me and smiled, and he says, "This is Gurdwara. It's different. It's no mistakes. This is i.e. this is a place of worship. It's okay. Kirtan is just meant to be from the heart, and it's home kirtan, as you know,
Yeah,
as this program is so aptly titled."
Right. Right. Yeah. Those times when there's you see someone sitting out there and you know they know better than you perhaps what should or shouldn't be happening, but you have to just put that to the side and
Yeah.
serve the moment,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And it is, it, as you say, it's serving the moment and then serving the guru.
Hmm.
It's serving what is authentic and blessed in the kirtan.
Yeah.
So,
So during this time, have you been thinking about doing any upcoming recordings?
yes. Matter of fact, I have a list, a list of
All right.
shabads.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know exactly how it's all going to go, being that my husband and I are sheltering in place in San Leandro, California. You know how it's all going to evolve. That I miss very much, but playing music with um, with other people and having that wonderful experience. So I'm thinking that somehow it's going to start happening again, and things will evolve, and that will happen. And then so that when that does, I would hope to be able to do some recording.
Nice. You know, I think it is for musicians the hardest part of this COVID-19 experience is just not being able to play live with other musicians. It's
Yeah,
it's almost heartbreaking, really. It's almost an itch you can't scratch. It's
that's very true. It's very true because it's just been ingrained in me so long that the kirtan, the participation of sangat, is that's what's the most important thing. And now it's a kind of a different kind of sangat experience. It's you have to tune in to people that are out there, and if you're on Zoom or whatever however you're playing, it's uh, you have to know that there are people out there. But we're very used to the feeling and the presence of people being in the sangat.
it's a challenging thing to even do this kind of thing, not knowing exactly how you're being received, and yeah. You know, James, one of the listeners, has a question that I want to bring up for you, and I'll display it here. He says, on the Divine Birth album, the song Jamia Put, what are you and Sanatana singing about?
Oh, uh, I think it should be, the words should be available on the Spirit
Yeah,
Voyage site.
said he couldn't find them, but
Uh, well, um, yeah, I would think that they are, but Jamya Put Bhagat Govindaka, um, the the son is born, and this was a shabad that was written by Guru Arjan at the birth of his son Guru Hargobind, and uh, it's about the process and how um, the the child comes, and everyone is happy to receive the child, and then the generations grow like a vine that keeps on growing and extending. And it is a shabad of blessing to that you can sing as a parent to your children, or to sing and let us all be children, and being receiving these well wishes from the shabad.
yeah, James, I think what you'll find is if you try a few different spellings, you know, these are transliterations and people use different methodologies to do that.
Yeah,
And
maybe
so,
try with JAM instead of JA, and then the N is correct in there. It's the nasalized sound jamya, but you might find it under JAMIAA.
and you might find that hoot although the T is aspirated, it might be spelled without the H by some transliteration system. So give that a shot.
Otherwise,
And
we could provide you with a Shabad sheet. So,
yeah, not sure how that'll happen in this program, but anyway, so I want to thank you, Prabhanam, and as we close out the program today, I wonder if you would just do a little Simran, just sort of like a lullaby, giving a beautiful closing to this delightful conversation that we've been having. Just for a couple of minutes, and then when you
yes,
finish, I'll say goodbye and we'll close out the program.
I'd be glad to. And everyone out there, if you could, I'll sing the line and then you sing the line back,
Yeah, good idea.
and I'll know that you're there.
Oh, by the way, Prabhanam,
Yes.
do you and Sanatam have any online teaching coming up?
Yes, we are teaching a Shabad Guru course. It's in August, and you can find it on Sanatam's website, sanatamkar.com. And
Great.
it's going to be an online course. It has been for the past 3 years, a residential course at the Milas Ashram. But this year, it is going to be online. So yes, we'd love it if
Great. Well,
people
people
who
should
are
be able to
interested
find
could
that.
join us.
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
So here. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru 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 Ji. Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio, Vaheguru, 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 Vahejio.
Thank you again, Prabhu. That was beautiful. And
Thank you.
we so appreciate you being a guest today,
Thank you. It was a
sharing,
great pleasure.
yeah,
Thank you.
sharing your insight, sharing your voice. Lots of comments in the comment section, enjoying this beautiful kirtan and the discussion. So everybody, you should check out the recordings of Prabhu Kaur, all the usual places, I'm assuming, Prabhu.
Yeah, Spirit Voyage, and I think
Spotify?
some on Spotify, iTunes.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good. And we want to appreciate all the people who came and joined us today. Please do share this program and also like it. That will help us get the word out that we're doing these programs. And next week we're going to take a break in our Home Kirtan and Chat program because of the Summer Solstice E-Summit, and that will be sorry, a little glitch there. That will be next Friday. That will start. So please join us. We'll be teaching in that program as well, and then we'll be back the following week with a guest. So all the best to you. And we will see you all down the road. Prabhu Namkar again. All blessings and thank you, and thank your husband for helping with this.
Yes,
So,
yes. Thank you.
Satnam,
Thank
Waheguru
you,
Ji Ka
Kripal
Khalsa,
Singh. Thanks
Waheguru
for
Ji
this.
Ki
This is a
Fateh.
beautiful, beautiful program, and it's my great pleasure to be with you today.
Waheguru.
Satnam.
Satnam.